Before you assume all American kids are just TikTok dancing sugar monsters, hold up. Behind every juice box and iPad screen is a goldmine of weird, surprising, and sometimes downright ridiculous facts. From millionaire 12-year-olds to cereal addictions that rival Wall Street habits, welcome to the wild, snack-fueled ecosystem of childhood in the US. It's stranger and funnier than you think. 1. The average American child watches 2 hours of TV daily. But hold on, that's just the warm-up. Add in another 4 hours glued to mobile devices, and you've got a generation more screen-savvy than a NASA technician. While previous generations were warned about square eyes, these kids are out here with thumb muscles that could crush walnuts. Between YouTube marathons and game app binges, it's no wonder "go outside" now sounds like a punishment. And if you're wondering whether this is a problem, just ask any parent who's tried to compete with a glowing tablet using nothing but conversation. 2. Once upon a time, kids dreamed of becoming astronauts or rock stars. Now, many American children are learning how to code before they learn cursive. Thanks to nationwide STEM pushes, schools are slipping Python and Scratch into lesson plans as early as elementary school. Today's kids aren't just playing games, they're programming them. The next Zuckerberg might be sitting in a 4th grade classroom right now, fiddling with JavaScript while their classmates are still trying to beat level 6 of Roblox. Who needs a treehouse when you can build your own app? 3. Forget secret societies. American kids have something better: secret handshakes. These aren't your standard high fives either. We're talking elaborate, multi-step routines that include finger snaps, elbow bumps, and sometimes choreography that rivals a halftime show. It's like each handshake is a custom password to friendship. And heaven help the parent who tries to join in. It's not for amateurs. These little rituals might seem silly to adults, but for kids, they're serious social currency. And yes, they will judge you if you mess it up. 4. American kids technically spend about 20 to 30 minutes reading each day. Sounds wholesome, right? But let's be honest. At least part of that time is dedicated to staring blankly at a book cover while mentally replaying Minecraft builds. Some are speed reading through fantasy sagas, while others are flipping pages just fast enough to fool a teacher or an app timer. Either way, reading logs get filled, books get read, and somewhere a librarian sighs quietly into their alphabetized dreams. But hey, it's the thought that counts, right? 5. Every year, American children consume over 5 billion chicken nuggets. Yes, billion, with a B. These golden brown breaded chunks of mystery meat are basically the unofficial national dish of childhood. Doesn't matter if it's school lunch, a birthday party, or Tuesday at 6 p.m. Nuggets are always the answer. Dipped in ketchup, honey mustard, or straight into the void, they're as American as baseball and arguing over pineapple on pizza. Honestly, if chicken nuggets ever ran for president, they'd probably win by a landslide. 6. Over 3 million kids in the US play basketball, and not just because it's easy to set up a hoop in the driveway. From school gyms to weekend tournaments, basketball is one of the most beloved pastimes for American youth. It's fast, loud, competitive, and, let's be real, satisfying to sink a shot and yell "Kobe," even if it's just a crumpled paper ball. Plus, it's one of the few sports where height feels like a superpower. So shout out to every 6th grader who hit a growth spurt and suddenly became the team MVP overnight. 7. 1 in every 3 American kids takes music lessons. And while piano and guitar are still the classics, don't be surprised if you hear the delicate twang of a ukulele coming from a kid's room. It's the new Gen Z soundtrack. From garage bands to TikTok covers, music has become more accessible than ever. Some kids practice diligently. Others just want to play one Adele song and call it a day. Either way, it's all fun and games until you hear Chopsticks on repeat for the 12th time in one afternoon. 8. Around a third of American kids have a pet. And yes, dogs and cats dominate the pet power rankings. But don't overlook the reptile rebellion. Iguanas, snakes, and geckos are slithering into more homes than you'd think. There's a kid out there naming their tarantula Fluffy as we speak. While traditional pets fetch balls or cuddle on the couch, these more exotic companions sit in terrariums plotting escape, or just being extremely chill. Whatever the species, Pets give kids a crash course in responsibility, empathy, and occasionally weird smells. 9. When it comes to thrill-seeking, American kids are all in on amusement parks. Roller coasters, spinning teacups, water rides. You name it, they'll stand in line for it, sugar-fueled and sunscreen-slathered. Ask them their favorite ride, and you'll get a passionate TED Talk about velocity, loop-de-loops, and whether the tornado is better than the screamer. Meanwhile, parents are just trying to survive without a second funnel cake. But make no mistake, those rides aren't just about adrenaline. For kids, it's a rite of passage, a chance to scream their lungs out and live to tell the tale. 10. Over half of American kids say their favorite season is summer. And honestly, can you blame them? No school, long days, pool parties, and enough popsicles to cause a brain freeze epidemic. It's the season of freedom, late bedtimes, and mosquito bites. Summer means backyard adventures, bike rides that go just a little farther, and campfire stories that may or may not involve aliens. It's not just the weather, it's the vibe. So yes, when kids vote for summer, they're not just picking sunshine, they're choosing pure, unfiltered childhood. 11. Over half of American children learn how to swim by the age of 6. And honestly, that's one life skill that might just beat learning the alphabet. For many parents, swimming lessons start right after potty training because apparently nothing says toddler development like floating in a pool with arm floaties and screaming at the top of your lungs. Whether it's for safety, sport, or just the joy of cannonballing into a hotel pool, swimming is one of those rare childhood activities that's both fun and functional. Plus, let's be real, it's way more exciting than piano lessons. 12. Every year, around 4 million babies are born in the United States. That's roughly 11,000 new diaper-wearing, bottle-demanding humans added every single day. Think about that. 11,000 newborns joining the world daily, all with one shared mission: to rob their parents of sleep. Hospitals run like baby factories, diaper companies stay rich, and pacifiers become a household currency. Somewhere right now, a new parent is Googling how to swaddle a baby while desperately chugging their third cup of coffee. Welcome to America's tiniest and loudest population boom. 13. American kids have become besties with digital assistants like Alexa and Google Home. They're not just asking about the weather, they're playing games, setting timers for homework, and occasionally sneakily ordering things off Amazon. It's like having a robot butler who answers every random question a kid can dream up, from "Why is the sky blue?" to "Can dogs eat tacos?" Spoiler: no. But Alexa will still tell them, with a cheerful voice and zero judgment. Honestly, some kids trust Alexa more than they trust their parents, and depending on the math homework, we get it. 14. Science is the top favorite subject for 40% of American children. And it's not just about test tubes and lab coats. It's the one class where explosions are encouraged, and mixing random stuff might actually teach you something, besides how to clean up a mess. With slime-making, volcano building, and frog-dissecting adventures, science feels like school's version of a magic show. So it makes sense that kids are into it. It's hands-on chaos with a sprinkle of curiosity. And sometimes, a small fire. But hey, that's chemistry. 15. 1 in 3 American kids travels abroad before they turn 18. While most people picture family vacations as long car rides and gas station snacks, these kids are collecting passport stamps like they're Pokemon. Whether it's a quick trip to Canada, a beach escape to Mexico, or a full-on European sightseeing tour where they pretend to care about architecture for gelato, these young globetrotters are getting a serious head start on cultural exposure. Meanwhile, some adults still haven't made it past their home state. Priorities, right? 16. Believe it or not, 1 in 10 American kids owns a drone. Not a toy helicopter, an actual flying robot with a camera. A decade ago, that would have been military tech. Today, it's a birthday gift from grandma. These kids are zipping through backyards and local parks like they're training for the drone Grand Prix. Sure, they crash into trees more than they land properly, but it's all part of the adventure. And with the right angle, even a backyard sandbox looks like a blockbuster movie set. Spielberg, watch your back. You're 17. American kids and fast food? It's a love story. 1 in 3 eats it every day. Whether it's drive-through chicken nuggets, late-night fries, or burgers the size of their heads, kids are committed. And let's not forget the true treasure, the toy at the bottom of every Happy Meal. Honestly, you could serve them cardboard shaped like a dinosaur, and they'd still smile if there's a plastic action figure involved. Nutritionists may cringe, but for busy families, fast food is quick, cheap, and let's face it, some fries just hit different. 18. Most American kids lose their first tooth around age 6, and it's practically a rite of passage. One day they're eating apples, the next day they're proudly holding a bloody molar like it's a war trophy. Enter the tooth fairy, who's basically the most underpaid magical creature in folklore. Some kids get $1, others score 5, depending on inflation and how generous their fairy's feeling that night. It's the only time in life where losing something actually earns you cash. If only adult problems work the same way. 19. Soccer is booming in the US, especially with kids. Over 4 million of them are lacing up cleats and chasing that ball every weekend. Once dismissed as that European sport, soccer is now dominating American fields, birthday parties, and minivans full of sweaty uniforms. It's low-cost, high-energy, and great for tiring kids out. Plus, the snack rotation at halftime is a sport of its own. Don't be surprised if the next Messi is a kid from Michigan who learned to dribble before he could spell it. 20. Ketchup isn't just a condiment in American households. It's a lifestyle. And yes, some kids will even put it on mac and cheese. For many parents, it's both horrifying and impressive. Ketchup turns into a survival tool for picky eaters, masking the flavor of anything that's not a chicken nugget. Broccoli, drenched in ketchup, scrambled eggs, covered, pancakes. Let's hope not, but never say never. At this point, Heinz should probably just launch a ketchup for kids label and call it a day. 21. It might sound like American kids spend all their time gaming or watching cartoons, but many are booked like mini CEOs. On average, they juggle 2 to 3 extracurriculars, from soccer and scouts to drama club and chess tournaments. One minute they're doing jazz hands at rehearsal. The next, they're sprinting down a soccer field like it's the World Cup. And don't forget tutoring or robotics club for the overachievers. These packed schedules are the norm, not the exception. Basically, today's kids are so busy, you'd think they were trying to land a spot on a college resume. At age 8. 22. Ask any American kid where they want to eat, and chances are those golden arches are getting a shout-out. McDonald's is the undefeated champion of childhood fast food dreams. Why? Simple. Happy Meals. A combo of salty fries, chicken nuggets, and a toy that's probably more exciting than the food itself. It's not just a meal, it's a marketing masterclass wrapped in red and yellow. Whether they're collecting minions or just after that tiny cup of apple slices, McDonald's is more than a restaurant. For many kids, it's practically a childhood memory in a box. 23. American kids may dream of summer vacation, but until then, they're clocking in long hours at school. The US has some of the longest school days among developed countries, especially during the elementary and middle school years. From 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and sometimes even later if you count after-school programs. It's a full-time job. In fact, if American kids had a union, they'd probably demand shorter hours and longer recess. But hey, at least there's pizza day to look forward to, right? 24. If you've ever heard a kid say, "It's opposite day," brace yourself. Logic is about to be thrown out the window. In this twisted realm, yes means no. Clean your room is interpreted as throw everything on the floor. And I love homework is code for I'm done for the day. There's no official date, no rulebook, and definitely no mercy. Somehow, this make-believe holiday has survived generations. It's chaotic, absurd, and weirdly genius. Basically, childhood in a nutshell. 25. First grade in the US is all about one major milestone, learning to read. While preschool may dabble in letters and kindergarten tries phonics, first grade is where the magic, or the struggle, really happens. From picture books to early chapter books, kids go from sounding out cat to proudly reading entire sentences like they've unlocked a secret code. And once they do, they never stop reading. Unless video games are nearby. Still, reading becomes their first real superpower, and for some, It's love at first page. 26. The average age a child in America gets their first smartphone is 10. That's right, double digits. And boom, welcome to the digital jungle. By middle school, many kids are texting, snapping, and Googling like tiny tech CEOs. And if you've ever seen a kindergartner swipe through settings faster than you can unlock your phone, yeah, it's humbling. Parents say it's for safety, but let's be honest. Half the time, that phone is just a portable distraction machine, and they know how to silence notifications better than most adults. 27. 1 in 4 American kids has a nickname. And no, we're not talking about cool code names. We're talking about Bubba, Peanut, or Squirt. Nicknames that may sound cute when you're 5, but somehow follow you into adulthood. Some are given by siblings, others by parents who swear it's just between us. But good luck shaking it off in middle school. Still, these little name tags are badges of affection, often funnier and more revealing than whatever's on their birth certificate. 28. For about 1/3 of American kids, sleepovers are a rite of passage. They usually involve pizza, a questionable amount of sugar, and bedtime rules that are politely ignored. Somewhere between the giggling and the midnight popcorn, lifelong friendships are forged. And sometimes a kid pees in a sleeping bag. It's all part of the magic. Whether it's a living room floor or a blanket fort fortress, sleepovers aren't just about staying the night. They're about testing the limits of how long you can stay awake without turning into a gremlin. 29. Roughly 1 in 4 American children ends up wearing glasses by the time they hit 12. And these days, glasses are kind of a fashion flex. No more wireframe embarrassment. Today's kids are choosing between styles like hipster chic and mini Clark Kent. It's less 4 eyes and more, where'd you get those frames? Thanks to pop culture and better optometry, glasses are now cooler than ever. Just don't expect kids to clean them. Those smudges are apparently part of the aesthetic. 30. Ever wonder when most American kids are born? Statistically, it's around 8 a.m. Yep, early morning is prime baby delivery time. Why? Hospitals often schedule C-sections and inductions for the start of the workday, turning maternity wards into birth factories before lunch. So, while most folks are hitting the snooze button, a new generation is making their grand entrance into the world, loudly. Maybe that's why so many kids are morning people, until they hit high school and suddenly become nocturnal. 31. By the time they hit Sweet 16, more than 75% of American kids have rocked out at least once. Whether it's to a mega pop concert, a dusty fairground stage, or their cousin's garage band that thinks they're the next Nirvana. Concerts have become a rite of passage, a glowing memory baked in noise, overpriced merch, and probably a funnel cake. For many, it's not just about the music, it's about screaming lyrics with friends, waving glow sticks, and capturing blurry, shaky videos to never watch again. Bonus points if the artist was someone they'll cringe about in 10 years. 32. Chocolate is to American kids what Wi-Fi is to adults. Absolutely essential. These little sweet-toothed connoisseurs munch through over 3.5 billion pounds of chocolate every year. That's more than enough to build a life-size Cocoa replica of the Statue of Liberty, and then eat it. From Halloween hauls to Easter bunnies, it's always chocolate season somewhere. And despite dozens of wild flavors flooding the shelves, bubblegum, cotton candy, chili mango, kids stay loyal to the classic cocoa goodness. Willy Wonka would be proud, or slightly horrified. 33. On average, American children read around 25 books a year. Sounds pretty wholesome, right? This tally includes everything from picture books with more drawings than words, to graphic novels devoured in one afternoon, to that one series they binge because everyone else is reading it. Reading may compete with screens, but it's still holding strong. Whether it's bedtime stories or assigned school reading, kids are turning pages, sometimes willingly, sometimes under the threat of losing game time. Either way, those books are getting read. Or skimmed. Close enough. 34. American families have a unique tradition that blends chaos, junk food, and GPS malfunctions. The road trip. Kids love them, mostly because of the snacks, backseat games, and the hope of spotting a weird roadside attraction like a giant ball of yarn. Parents? Not always as enthusiastic. But for kids, it's an adventure. Each gas station stop is a treasure hunt, and every motel pool is a five-star resort. From state parks to grandma's house across the country, road trips are where memories and backseat fights are made. 35. 1 in 6 American children is considered overweight or obese, a stat that's prompted schools to beef up physical education, literally. Some states are even extending recess like it's a prescription for better health. Instead of gym class being run a mile and collapse, schools are trying to make movement fun again. Yoga mats are replacing dodgeballs in some areas, and playgrounds are starting to look like mini fitness parks. Because apparently, burning off that daily peanut butter and jelly sandwich requires more than just chasing pigeons during lunch. 36. The reigning champion of fruits among American children? Bananas. Yep, those portable peel-and-go potassium bombs win hands down. Kids eat nearly 25 pounds of bananas per year, which means minivans across the country are permanently haunted by that one half-eaten banana left under the seat. Whether it's packed in a lunchbox or blended into a smoothie, bananas are the MVP of the fruit bowl. They're sweet, squishy, and occasionally double as makeshift phones. Nature's most convenient snack, unless you're the kid who hates mushy textures. 37. Shoe tying is one of those skills that makes kids feel like full-blown adults. Most American kids learn to tie their shoes around age 5, though Velcro tried its best to delay the process. For years, there was a weird cultural pressure to master the bunny ears, or loop, swoop, and pull, like it was the S-ats. And let's not forget the parental struggle of trying to teach it without losing sanity or circulation in their fingers. But once kids get it, watch out, world. They'll be tying everything. Shoelaces, hoodie strings, probably your headphones. 38. You'd think with all the wacky ice cream flavors out there, cookie dough, cotton candy, bubblegum, marshmallow, unicorn, glitter, kids would go wild. But nope. Vanilla still reigns supreme. It's the quiet hero of dessert menus, the creamy canvas for all things sprinkles and syrups. Maybe it's the versatility, maybe it's the nostalgia, or maybe kids just like something that pairs well with literally every topping. Either way, vanilla is the MVP of the ice cream world, even if no one ever admits it's their favorite out loud. 39. About 10% of American children are homeschooled, and that number's been climbing. Whether it's for flexibility, safety, special needs, or just a strong allergy to early alarms, homeschooling's become a solid option for many families. The perks? Classes in pajamas, lunch breaks whenever, and field trips that sometimes involve Target. But don't assume it's all just nap time and Netflix. Many homeschooled kids follow structured curriculums that rival traditional schools. And yes, they still have homework, just with more comfortable pants. 40. American kids love action figures, and not just for collecting dust on a shelf. These tiny plastic heroes go on wild adventures daily, battling monsters, teaming up for missions, and sometimes forming rock bands when mixed with Barbie dolls. Superheroes are the top pick, of course. Iron Man, Batman, Spider-Man, you name it. They're not just toys, they're storytelling machines, letting kids be directors of their own blockbuster universes. And if you've ever stepped on one barefoot, you'll feel the power of justice, literally. 41. The average American child downs about 5 bowls of cereal every week. And let's be honest, it's rarely just breakfast. Cereal is the go-to solution for rushed school mornings, lazy weekend snacks, or those mysterious times when dinner somehow becomes Frosted Flakes. From sugary classics to healthy-ish granola blends, the cereal aisle is practically a playground. And despite endless new brands popping up, old favorites like Lucky Charms and Cinnamon Toast Crunch still reign supreme. If cereal were a food group, American kids would already be nutrition experts, with milk, of course, for that sweet post-cereal sip. 42. If there's one thing American kids universally agree on, it's this: superheroes are awesome. The Marvel Universe dominates their imaginations like a cinematic empire. Spider-Man swings in as a relatable teen icon, while Black Panther brings style, smarts, and serious power. Costumes fly off the shelves, Halloween becomes Comic-Con Junior, and lunchboxes feature more capes than sandwiches. It's not just about the powers, it's about the stories, the action, And let's face it, those epic battle scenes. For today's kids, being super isn't a dream. It's just Tuesday. 43. The average American child has more than 100 apps on their phone or tablet. And no, they're not all games. There's an app for learning math, tracking chores, editing videos, even pretending to run a sushi restaurant. Kids navigate these like tech-savvy wizards, swiping and tapping their way through digital landscapes like it's second nature. Meanwhile, adults still fumble through settings like it's a maze. Whether it's for fun, learning, or the occasional TikTok dance tutorial, these kids are living in a pocket-sized universe of endless distraction, and somehow still find time to forget their charger. 44. Around 40% of American children claim to have a secret hideout. And trust me, it's serious business. It might be a tree house with a "No Adults Allowed" sign, a blanket fort with more pillows than structural integrity, or even a spot behind the couch where snack crumbs and secrets go to live. For kids, these hideouts are more than just spaces. They're kingdoms, labs, dungeons, or whatever their imaginations cook up. It's their domain, their safe space, and sometimes their messiest room. Adults might call it clutter. Kids call it home base. 45. American kids are texting machines. Together, they send over 2 billion messages a month. Yes, billion. Whether it's group chats about homework, sending memes at lightning speed, or sharing dramatic one-word replies like "K" or "bruh," texting has become the modern form of playground chatter. Emojis, GIFs, and weirdly specific abbreviations are their language now. And don't be fooled by quiet kids. They're probably mid-convo with 12 friends, planning a digital revolution over who's hogging the Wi-Fi. Talking is optional. Texting, mandatory. 46. By the time they hit high school, American kids are spending around 12 hours a week on homework. That's almost a part-time job, except it pays in GPA and eye bags. Between late-night study sessions, essays that mysteriously vanish at the last minute, and group projects that always end up being solo missions, it's a grind. Add in sports, clubs, and the occasional existential crisis, and it's amazing these teens have time to breathe. But somehow, they manage it all, thanks to caffeine, YouTube tutorials, and probably a group chat with their overachieving friend. 47. Stuffed animals still reign supreme in kids' bedrooms across America, and leading the plush pack is the classic teddy bear. Despite fierce competition from unicorns, llamas, sloths, and glow-in-the-dark octopi, the humble bear continues to be the go-to snuggle buddy. There's something timeless about a soft, furry friend who never judges, always listens, and won't tell anyone you still sleep with it at age 12 or 32. Teddy's seen some things. Teddy keeps secrets. Teddy is family. 48. Believe it or not, the US has more child millionaires than anywhere else on the planet. And not because kids are suddenly into stock trading. Thanks to YouTube, TikTok, acting gigs, and Lemonade, stands that went viral, some American kids are earning more than their entire school district combined. While most children are begging for V-Bucks, these mini moguls are out here buying Teslas, for their parents, hopefully. Fame, fortune, and followers, just another day in the life of a kid who made slime videos and ended up with a mansion. 49. The Tooth Fairy is still cashing in, and she's gotten a serious raise. The average American child now gets $4.70 per tooth, nearly $5 for a baby molar. At this rate, losing teeth is more lucrative than some summer jobs. Gone are the days of quarters and handwritten notes. Now it's crisp bills and PayPal from Fairy HQ. And let's be honest, if inflation keeps up, wisdom teeth might qualify for down payments. So yeah, keep those baby teeth coming. It's practically an investment plan. So, now you know what American childhood really looks like. Spoiler. It's not all baseball and apple pie. It's screen time, chicken nuggets, secret forts, and somehow, millionaire kids with brand deals. But hey, maybe your childhood was weirder, or better, or just filled with more recess injuries? Drop the wildest thing you did as a kid in the comments, unless you're too scared your mom might still be watching. And if this made you laugh, gasp, or scream, "This is so true," hit that subscribe button before your inner child sues you for neglect.